guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cindy, for those of you who haven't been here before. Today I'm joined by these amazing young men who are going to be sharing some of their journey. You initially gave your life to Christ, you didn't know what you were doing, but you just knew, okay, then I've met this man called Jesus, I've given my life to him, now what?
I've always grew up in church and stuff, you get me? Grew up in church, so it wasn't like I didn't know, but obviously I just wasn't living the lifestyle. I was just doing what I wanted to do. So I got saved when I was 18. I would say properly. Decided to live for God when I was 18, because before that I had my times. I was like, okay, yeah, I want to try it. But it's not like I didn't want to, but I don't know. The level of commitment wasn't there, if that makes sense. So I made that choice when I was 18. At that time, I remember just finishing college. You get me? Me and Marcel went to the same college. At that time, as a teenager, especially when you're 18, well, I don't want to generalize, but for me personally, let me speak for myself. For me personally, you know, your life is kind of centered around, obviously, your PlayStation, the lads, girls, yeah. Those are like the kind of things that man will circulate.
Is it in that order?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. Yeah. But obviously PlayStation is like always there. You get me? But anyway, so yeah, girls was like obviously a big part of life back then as a teenager. When I got saved, I remember sending out a text. I'm not gonna say to how many girls. Just remember sending out a text, sending out a broadcast. But I remember sending out a text basically saying, I've made this change, I've made this step, so we can't talk again.
Did you say, oh, I'm saved, or did you say?
Yeah, like I was 100, because at that time I had to. I felt like that's how I had to do it. Yeah. So I couldn't beat around the bush or try and be like, oh well, you know, kinda. Nah, it was literally like, this is me now. I've given my life to God, and basically because of this change, me and you can't talk anymore.
The thing is, man,
you have to be like that.
Man, we're doing it out of malice. We understood the magnitude of what we were called to, and so we had to take certain measures. And it doesn't mean, sometimes people feel like people are demonized when people feel like, actually I have to cut you off, or we can't really journey anymore because I'm in a different part of my life. It's not demonizing people. It's just saying like, you're living this way and I'm choosing to live this way.
I think that's probably rule number one in it.
Separating yourself.
Be realistic is what I would say.
Yeah.
Be realistic.
True, yeah.
Everyone has their own limits in it, so you know kind of the things that you were involved in that you can't be involved with anymore.
So is it like with the separating yourself from people? Yeah. Is it a matter of, like you said, light and darkness? Yeah. Is it you're separating yourself from like everyone that you were journeying with in your old way of living, or is it that you're separating yourself from those who you feel like will be a weakness to you in this new way of living? Because you can't just cut. It's not like everyone that was your brethren or whatever, or the girls you used to speak to. Just cut everyone off because you know what, I'm gonna focus now on, you know, this new way of living. I'm giving my life to God. So all of you man bye, because you lot are in darkness and I'm trying to be a light out here. Or do you know what I mean? Is it just the girls that, you know what, you're gonna bring me, not you're gonna bring me to sin, but you're gonna bring temptation that I'm not strong at the moment to resist. So bye.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because
I think that's a great question, and I think actually from a male perspective, actually it can also be from a female perspective. There's a difference between friends, which can be male or female, and then partners or people that you've been in sexual relations with or going towards. Does that make sense? So first of all, you deal with the things you deal with. And this is what I want to get to. Jesus saved you. Does that make sense? And so, like, he didn't save you to go and tell the people you used to roll with, like you're a devil. I can't roll with you. No. That's not what we're saying. No. What we're saying is that, because I had to do a similar thing as well with females and say, actually, the people the girls that I was speaking to at the time. Nah, I to be fair, I weren't speaking that. I weren't speaking to loads at the time, but I do remember I had to message.
You weren't speaking to loads.
I actually weren't, but I did have to message a few and say.
They're right.
Don't do that, you know.
Yeah.
No, but I had to message a few people and say, this is the path that I've chosen now. Do you understand? And you know, good luck in everything and whatever.
I said good luck.
Bro, I was a
All the best.
I was a change, man. I was a change,
bro,
man.
No, bro. The thing is,
so,
you have to do that because I remember thinking to myself, you know what? This is my soul in it.
That's it.
And because you're thinking of, okay, this is my soul. Anything that's gonna endanger my soul basically has to go.
Yes.
So like anything that you perceive in your life at that time that could be a potential thing to drag you back, you're just gonna be like in a bit.
That's
and
right.
it's not because you're being sad, but it's just that you're so protective over your soul and your salvation. You think to yourself, you know what? I can't let this go to us. I can't go back to how things were.
That's it.
And in terms of like what you're saying about friends and stuff, for me, my friends knew that I was saved, like my old friends that I used to roll with, but I don't actually remember having to say to them, yo, we can't roll anymore. Like, because of how clear I was about my new walk of life now, gradually, like, we just drifted. You get me?
And I do believe that you should be intentional about continuing to love people and
be
brothers.
Definitely.
Like my brother, when I told them, they didn't kick up a fuss or anything, and like they respected the decision, and like we still speak to this day. We may not roll as hard in that, but the love's still the same. When you're talking just as stuff, it came to me. The scripture that says, "Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." So our level and what we did may not be the same as you. It may look different. It doesn't have to look like. But depending on what you've been going through or what you used to deal with or struggle with, when God sets you free, you lose your appetite for things that you used to want. You lose your appetite, so you're like, I don't want it no more. It's like if you become vegetarian and someone says, do you want some chicken? You're like, no thank you, I don't eat that anymore. It's like you used to eat it, but your appetite's changed. You are going to lose some friends sometimes, but it's worth it, because at the end of the day, you have one man to answer to, and that's God.
Don't think of that concept of I'm losing friends as a negative. You get me? That's just literally part of the transition. Like, for you to be saved, you can't be doing and involved in everything that you was in before. You got saved, or else where has the change happened? You get me? So I just look at those kind of things as it's just part of the journey, man. It just shows the growth.
One thing my mum used to always tell me, which is more like a Jamaican proverb, but show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Because basically, in essence, and the Bible does talk about how bad company corrupts good manners, etc., etc. And so, as a believer, you have to rub shoulders with those who are on the same journey and pursuing the same. Exactly, iron sharpens iron. And so, it was imperative actually, and I really thank God for this. Not long after I got saved, probably I was about 17 at the time. Like probably a few months later, or a month later or so, Justin called me. He said, yo,
tell him, bro.
I'm not making any girls send me to house. Any females to send me to house. Now, we're not saying that, you know.
Excuse me.
I understood at this. No. I understood at the time because the thing is, we were so involved and our life was around girls. Like,
and that's what you have to understand. That's why
we dressed for girls. We dressed
everything we did.
Everything was to like most. Like, you know what I mean? To be a man, to be a brother, and to get
because that's how you earn your stripes, or that's how you feel like part of getting the stripes is getting girls. How many girls have you got? All of that rubbish there. You get me? So that's why I made that statement, because I felt like one of the biggest things that was tripping me up at the time from getting saved was girls, was females. So making that transition, I was thinking, you know what? Nah. Sorry, I'm not going to hell over no girl, no Delilah, no Jezebel. Sorry.
Nah, stop it.
And it doesn't mean you see. The thing is, the
it's
problem.
Not the girls.
Exactly. The problem is not the girls. It's the temptation in us to draw us to. No. It's true though, but there had to be some transition in here.
If you're in an extreme situation, you need to do something extreme to like get out of it. Do you get what I mean? So if you like were extremely like deeply like. Not bound. I don't want to use bound, but bound.
That's what it is. It's bondage,
you need to do something extreme to get out of that, and if that means cutting off people, like literally cutting them off, then that's what you have to do to keep your salvation and to remain. To remain sane and to guard your soul. So I completely understand. But like going off like the like girl thing and like how many girls you got, all that stripes thing. So you can kind of picture how you like were living. Now you're saved, Your desire and your appetite has changed. There was probably like a point where, you know what, I'm fully focused on God. I'm not looking at any girls or whatever. But in the point where, you know what, you saw a girl that she's fire. You've gone to church, you've seen a girl worshipping her, everything off. She's just worshipping. and she looks flame, and she's speaking in tongues, she's doing whatever it is that looks attractive to you as a young zealous Christian.
This is speaking in tongues.
No, but do you get what I mean?
Because
what your appetite has changed, but like girls are still girls and you're still guys. You get what I mean? So maybe the kind of girls that you're attracted to may be different now. You're just not going after girls completely.
I was thinking about this today, funnily enough. I remember thinking, now to try find a nice church girl. You get me? To wife.
But the wife. Okay, we'll come back to this wife thing.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this wife thing because you just got saved at 18.
Yeah.
And you're looking for someone to wife.
Well, you know what the thing is? Your mind's totally different now.
Yeah, but you,
so like,
were you looking for a wife because you felt like that's what Christians should be doing?
Nah, like
or were you
literally.
looking for a wife because you felt like you were ready to take someone and be a husband to them?
Looking back at it now, reflecting on it now, I would say that, okay, realistically, at 18 years old, was I ready to get married there and then? No, I wasn't.
No, you weren't. Not you.
What?
No.
Relax, you know.
Relax. To be honest, neither you. I
see what you're saying.
To wife anybody.
We wasn't in the position in terms of like, you know,
and I'm just speaking
physically
for them
couldn't.
because obviously I knew how you lot were. You lot weren't ready.
Obviously, I just said girls stay the same, but it's like you go to an event and then that thought is always there in your head. Like I remember for me, it was always kind of there. Like, oh, I may go here, meet someone. You get me, find my wife. So with that, your eyes are open. Like you're looking at, okay.
Yeah, because you don't turn blind.
And then like it's mad. What I would say though is, originally, I'll say right at the start, it's kind of like I'm looking for the girl to kind of have some of the same characteristics as the girls who weren't saved, but in church, which doesn't make any sense. You get me?
Okay.
So I'm saved and all that, but you know, I still wanted to have some of these kind of
like physical things or like
physical and all these kind of things, like just her attitude and stuff like. Just little things.
I'm so
bro, come on, bro.
No, you're right. No, I understand
that fiery attitude.
Yeah.
You get me? But obviously, you can't find that in church because you're basing your expectations off world.
We were still
not making any sense.
Yeah, like
so it's like we were still making that transition in that area. At the start, I would say for myself, it was a lot more based on physical. You get me? That physical attraction that she has to be. Me and Marcel had very strict types. Yeah. And we would talk to each other.
Silly. 2018. Get rid of your types.
You get me? Get rid of it, bro. When you come to Christ. You don't. You know what? Okay, cool.
I like that.
Yes, God will provide you with the desires of your heart. Yeah, you seek Him first. However, you can't come to God and say, "Okay, God, bring me this, and this, like in this box." Because at the end of the day, not to hot man up, but Marcel was on the lighties. Yeah, mixed race / red skin, Margadons. Yeah, Margadon. Now look, pan the Nubian. I guess for me. It took me a little while to learn that, you know what, you can't just go off all the time like physical attraction, like that's dead because that's how I used to do it. That you get me, that used to be the starting. Do I think you fire? If I think you fire, alright, cool, I'll set pace. If I don't, in a bit. This
is the thing, guys, and I do want to say this as well. Like when I first got saved, just like a lot of us, there is an appetite for God that you cannot explain. I didn't have time for it, like I would see females and I think, like, they would make a great wife. And one thing that really got me was actually beyond the physical, was although I did have a type, but it was like when I saw someone worshipping, like a female worshipping, praying, like someone that's passionate, I was like, that's what I want my wife to be. Yeah. And although we weren't ready to be married at 18, our perspective changed, so we weren't just like, this is just going to be a thing that we're going to be with. Actually, if we're going to be together, then we're going to grow and hopefully one day we'll be married. You have to be honest with yourself and say, actually, God, I like that person. Yeah, she's a believer, she goes to church, but man, she's got certain assets that, you know what I mean, that are drawing me, that are drawing me more than it should be. More than, and so, listen, like, not everything that you see, or not every woman you see is your wife. Does that make sense? You have to be very listen, we made a lot of mistakes, and trust me, we're not proud of it, but we're young.
Is your wife.
Yeah, and we're grown. But not everyone that prays for you or says, oh, you know, like God gave me a word, you know, about you, and
shut it down.
Just like, even because there are things that will happen to you, and then you think, oh, she'll probably be my wife. Like, someone would be genuine and say, you know, this is what God's saying to me about you, that you're a great man of God and you're going to be all these things. And sometimes you think,
You're trying
sometimes
to
the
attract
prophecy from the person can attract you. Does that make
You
sense?
feel like, yeah, she's a powerful woman
Like,
of God.
wow,
Like, she's
yeah.
really in touch with God. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then like, you start doing this dot to dot in your
Yeah.
mind, like, okay, we go to the same church or we go to the same conferences.
Yeah.
She spoke, like, she prayed over me. She says that she prays for me. She don't really know me. That's really like, ooh. Like, you know what I mean? She has qualities that, wow, this is a wife. Be careful. Relax. Listen, everything will come in its time.
Listen, you see that there? You see that one that you just said?
If I could
See,
time my
relax.
younger self.
You need to chill out.
Oh my
Chill
gosh.
out. You get me? Chill out, because it's so true. Like, just kick back and relax.
It's too many.
You know what it is? Focus on God. That's
Yeah.
what you need to do. It's hard to you know, somebody's probably watching thinking, oh, it's easier said than done. Which, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But you have to do that. Like, you can't get too wrap up.
Because you'll get wrapped.
And one thing that I've learned personally is you can't go off what somebody else has said to you. So if that person's come to you and said, "Oh, yeah, man, like I'm really drawn to you, and I feel that, you know, we may be for each other." Fam, if you ever heard that for yourself, don't force it. You know, be honest again. Be honest with yourself. You have to grab things for yourself. Pray, go seek for yourself. Don't just run with what that person's saying.
Have
And then
that you're
you get me,
accountable
like, just, you know, just take your time, relax.